Hello, everyone. My name is Wheat7588, and I am going to start a series on Darktide. I've been waiting for this game to come out for a very long time, basically since it was first announced. I am a huge fan of the Warhammer genre and series. I love the aesthetic and everything like that, and I'm a huge fan of the Vermintide games. So I have been waiting with unrestrained anticipation, or all-consuming anticipation, for this game to come out. Um, I'm going to be frank. This is the second time I'm going to be playing through this. I tried recording a Let's Play series um, for my veteran sharpshooter when the pre-launch beta came out, and my OBS settings were completely screwed up, and I didn't realize it until I was already level 5. So I am going to be starting a new character and playing through the second playthrough, and I'll be recording it. Now, hopefully I'll be able to do that for each one of my characters. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my second playthrough as an Ogryn Skullbreaker. So as you can see here, if you're not familiar with the universe of 40k, Ogryns are abhumans. As it says here, Ogryns are massive, powerful abhumans, often used as shock troops for the Astra Militarum. They are strong and loyal, but have limited intelligence. I'm going to go a little bit behind the curtain and talk about the fact that in Warhammer 40k, the first army units I ever owned were Cadians, or the Cadian Battle Force, and I always wanted to get a set of Ogryns, and I never did at the time. That's going to change soon, especially with the new GW models for Astra Militarum. But we're gonna go with Ogryn. Show the details here. They are close range, tough, and have a charge. And yeah, subtlety isn't in a Skullbreaker's limited vocabulary. You prefer to rush headlong into the fray, pounding your chosen target into the ground while relying on your innate physical toughness to brush aside the inevitable counterattack. Ability is Bull Rush, charging forward, knocking enemies back, gaining 25 attack speed and 25 movement speed for 5 seconds. Our iconics are Excessive Force, 25% melee stagger. Loyal Protector, being damaged while reviving or assisting allies no longer interrupts you. Thick Skin, 20% toughness damage reduction and 20% health damage reduction. Blitz, so our grenades, we hurl a big box of hurt. So we throw a box of grenades with great strength and enthusiasm for a single target, high damage attack. Our aura is an intimidating presence, plus 10% melee attack damage, as long as we're in coherency. Unique weapons are slab shields and the Grenadier gauntlets. Alright. So we can choose where our homeworld is from. Mobian Domain is full of established worlds, burgeoning settlements, and far-flung colonies. Even though you've been on the move for a long time, there's still one place that you can call home. Branx Magna, a thriving industrial world. Branx Magna is the most densely populated in the Mobian Domain. It's teeming billions manning its continent-spanning manufactorums night and day. Crucis, considered the second world of the Mobian Domain, Crucis is a large shrine world and a popular destination for pilgrimage. We might save that for our when we play our zealot. So Messalina Gloriana, a heavily forested moon that serves as a minor shrine world. Ooh, maybe we save that for our zealot. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out when we get to them. Messalina Gloriana has few resources and low population, but is strategically important since the fall of nearby Camaris. Rosaria, a small agri-world that produces intensively farmed and mass-harvested grain crops. Rosarians are a butt of many jokes, considered backwards by other Mobians, and yet they are hardworking and honest to a fault. That sounds like a good fit for an Ogren. Incron, an oceanic world, the populace of Incron inhabited vast hive islands. Incron is the Mobian's domain main naval depot. Cadia, formerly the Imperium's most famous fortress world, its fall marked the beginning of the Era Indomitus, the Dark Imperium. I did Cadia for my veteran sharpshooter because, like I said before, I got the Cadian Battle Box as my first Games Workshop set 15 years ago or so. So I had to do Cadia. So we're not going to be doing Cadia for any of the other characters. So we'll flip to Mornax. Mornax is a small, grim mining world known for its hellish conditions, which produced a famously hardy and dour populace. That sounds good for Ogrins as well. So we got Rosaria and Mornax. What about Pavan or Pavane? Relatively newly colonized Pavane. I'm going to call it Pavane, is already a self-sustaining world rich in natural resources, whose population is expanding quickly. That sounds like a good Psyker one. So let's go with... Let's do Rosaria. I kind of like that. So our childhood. One's character is defined by childhood experience, or so they say. Like so many others in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, you had a tough upbringing, but unlike many, you got through it, with the scars to prove it. As an agri-toiler, few hive worlds are capable of supporting their own populations, and so the duty of providing food to the Imperium's untold billions fall to the agri-worlds, where the entire surface of a planet is devoted to growing crops or raising livestock on an unimaginable scale. Militia lackey. The pressed youth of a planetary militia rarely achieve any rank, nor garner any glory. If they're lucky, they might learn some survival skills while serving as trench runners or ammo monkeys. Groxprotter. Bred through the Imperium as invaluable livestock, Grox are large, stubborn, and infamously aggressive brutes who regularly turn on their handlers. Thus, they must be herded by brave or foolish prodders, youths whose life expectancy is predictably low. Or an algae farmer. Algae farmers can be found all across the Imperium, growing huge quantities of sludgy plant matter in industrial-scale vats. Once processed, algae provides a plentiful, if foul-tasting source of nutrition for the burgeoning Imperium. Soylent Green as people. I think we're going to do Groxprotter, just because that sounds like something that would be good for an Ogren, because he'd be unnormally large for a child, and might be better for herding Groxes. So growing up, there aren't a lot of options for folk like you growing up, but you had to find a way to overcome the trials of youth, by fair means or foul. With the Miners' Guild, mining is grueling, dangerous work, and the guilds constantly need to replace those workers lost to mishap. The Miners' Guild is an economic powerhouse which places profits and productivity before the safety of its workers. The Enlisted. The militia are the first line of planetary defense and serve as fertile recruiting ground for the larger and better equipped forces of the Astra Militarum. Forged by toil. The Imperium is built upon the backs of strong laborers who man mines, farms, manufactorums, and loading docks throughout the galaxy. Some never know the life beyond backbreaking toil, growing strong enough beneath the arduous demands of their overseals. Local fighter. In hives across the Imperium, violent pit fights are a common source of entertainment. Combatants range in skill from delusional amateurs to battle-worn professionals. Grinding toil. In the Imperium, manufactorums care only about output, and if workers die due to overwork or lack of safety conditions, then so be it. More workers are readily available as grist for the mill. As long as the Imperium endures, no sacrifice is too great. Outcast. Imperial citizens are taught to hate and fear mutants and witches, and in such an atmosphere, any who show even a minor, inexplicable malady are avoided like a plague, or even ostracized by their communities. Strong arm. Whether on the factory floor or in the dens of hive gangs, or within the ranks of the Astra Militarum, might often makes right. The strong are used to dominate, while the weak fall by the wayside. I kind of wanted to go with enlisted here, but I kind of think that Forged by Toil or Outcast might be better. Why don't we do Forged by Toil? Alright, so our defining moment. You've been through a lot. The struggle you call life demanded it. But throughout all the hardships and all the triumphs, one incident stands out in your memory, which has shaped you more than anything. Mining accident. The life expectancy of a mine worker is low. Despite being an essential cog in the great industrial machine of the Imperium, those miners with sufficient will dream of escaping the endless drudgery of their subterranean existence. Recruited. The Astra Militarum recruits The Astra Militarum draw recruits from myriad sources. A planet's militia, hive gangs, or even workforce provide fertile recruiting grounds. For some, service in the Imperial Guard is the only way to improve their lot in life, if only briefly. Saved by the Sarge. In the Mobian regiments of the Astra Militarum, it is commonplace for survivors of battles to swear oaths to avenge their fallen brethren, no matter the cost. Your Sarge gave her life to save you. That must be honored. Stranded. Bureaucracy, mistrust, and miscommunication are rife across the Imperium, and the Mobian domain is no exception. Supply shipments can be lost due to clerical errors, and even infantry platoons can be abandoned due to the careless stroke of a scribe's autoquill. Warp storm. Warp travel is notoriously dangerous, and even routine trips can be temperamental. Losing months, years, and decades, or even centuries, during warp jumps is not uncommon, especially when warp anomalies or violent storms tear at the Interium. Decorated for bravery, the galactic north of the domain is dotted with feral worlds, the site of constant battles to hold back the Darktide. It was in these fringe wars you found your courage and purpose. Oak Station Massacre. The Oak Station Massacre was a new low point in the Fringe War, where the forces of the Mobian domain were slaughtered and their colonies lost. I kind of want to try that one. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, let's make our boy. How about we make a big pink boy? Yeah, that's probably good. Go with eye colors. Oh, those are new. We're gonna keep our sight. We'll go. We want green eyes. Let's do green eyes. Yeah, let's do green eyes. We can change it later if we want to. Oh, how are we gonna do hair? Actually, let's do this first. Let's go. No facial hair, and then let's pick our face. Actually, let's do no scars as well. It's like handsome Squidward, Ogren. kind of thinking handsome Squidward Ogren. Another handsome Ogren boy. Let's do a handsome Squidward. Alright, so now, hairstyles. Some scars on the head. Patches McGee. That's a nice, nice faux hawk. That. Ooh, a real mohawk. Some curly hair. Not sure about that. Definitely not sure about that one. I think. Which one was it? I think we might go with. I kind of like this. I do also like this. I think we're gonna go with the little faux hawk. So now let's do facial hair. Alright, yeah, let's do that. I do like the big full beard. Big old scorpions on the side of the head. Scorpion and a snake. I like that. Vengeance and skulls. Fury. Oh, you know what? I wonder if is there, because in the closed beta there was I don't want the Inquisition. There was a yeah. It's like not center, or my hair's not center. All right. I want the Imperial Eagle right in the middle of the forehead. That's what I want. Alright, body tattoos. Oh, those are cool. I do like that. So one. Emperor. Ooh, a hive sitting on it. That's kind of cool. Maybe we'll get that. So 1, 3. I don't need a big key. So 1 and 3 so far. Oh, that's cool. Ooh, I like that. 1, 3, and 12. Oh, that one's really cool. Yeah, let's do it. Kind of got a dwarf theme here, even though he's a Ogren. I like that. All right, we're doing that. What about scars? Some of these scars kind of defeat the purpose of having the Imperial Aquila or Aquila up there. All right, I think we'll just say no to scars. Ooh, actually, I kind of like that one, the throat slit one. Let's do that. And then height, we're gonna do a tall boy. All right. So our personality, your life choices have molded you to the person you are today. There's been happiness in your life, sure, but you're left with plenty of scars, and not just the physical kind. This is what you've become. Let's start with the bodyguard.
Strange life. Not part of the Astra military. Not part of the Imperial Guard no more. Not after things went bad on Comlar. Funny, really. Ogrins kept fighting long after the little ones ran away. Held that hill for 3 days. Little men in spiky armor charged us again and again. We broke them and threw them onto the rocks. 3 days we held alone. But there were no medals, no food, only big, angry words.
Alright, so that was the bodyguard. Let's try the bully.
If you want to win, you send for the biggest, meanest, and angriest you've got. That's me. Not these runts. They can't hold a proper gun. Can't hold a proper knife. Scream in pain all the time. Or just because it's fun. Or because they're bold. Idiots. Not good enough. Not gonna win. Not without me. Everyone agrees. Everyone I talk to, anyways. And people like talking to me. If they know what's good for them.
Alright, so that's the bully. Let's try the brawler.
Not sure how I got here. Never am. Don't much care, long as I know who to crump. That's what Ogrins are for. Fight for Emperor, die for Emperor. Good life, long as you're strong. And there's no one stronger than me. Shame about me boss. Tried to save him, couldn't. Didn't. Won't let it happen again. Inquisitor says we got to protect this world. So that's what I'm gonna do. Make Emperor proud. Keep me mates alive. Gonna be a good time.
Alright. So that's the 3 of them. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to stick with Brawler. Just because, I don't know, I like it the most. I do like the Bodyguard, but I think I'm going to stick with the Brawler. Alright, our sentence. This is where your life journey has led. You are a prisoner of the Imperium, convicted of a crime you may or may not have committed, but guilt is irrelevant at this point. Innocence proves nothing. So did we do some sedition? Overtly seditious conduct, ranging from disrespectful speech to mass organization with intent to protest, is all considered part of a tendency towards rebelling against the established order. That is something the Imperium will not tolerate. I don't know, that doesn't sound very ogre-y to me. I guess we'll see. Dereliction of duty. Punishment for dereliction of duty is often death, but in some cases this sentence is waived in exchange for service in a penal battalion, or worse. Misplaced faith. So powerful are the upper figures of the Adeptus Ministorum that to draw their ire by questioning their faith of worldly habits is to invite a death sentence. Insubordination. Disobedience, real or implied, to imperial authority is enough to earn demotion, prison, or death. I think we're going to go with dereliction of duty because that sounds the most like the brawler. I mean, they were just talking about how couldn't save their old boss. So maybe we'll do that because that sounds like people might have perceived a dereliction of duty, even though they were trying. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. Let's hit continue. And now to name us, we're gonna go with Cormanose. You were born on Rosaria. You spent your growing years as a Grox Protter, driving the beasts to slaughter while trying your best not to get gored or trampled. As a powerful physical specimen, you were pressed into service as a heavy lifter in a factorum. Against all odds, you survived the terrible battle known as the Oak Station Massacre and escaped with the scars to prove it. You ran afoul of a superior from the upper hive and were wrongly accused of abandoning your post. Because the superior's testimony was suspect, the tribunal ordered hard labor over death, and so you were sent to the prison ship, the Tancred Bastion. You are aboard the Tancred Bastion, en route to Atoma Prime. We're going to confirm and play the prologue. All right. I think that's a good place to end it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.